Hello and welcome to the Cabinet of Doll Curios, where you will find creations of horror, beauty and the perfectly imperfect. Zombies are brilliant for using up spare parts that you may have, like spare arms, legs, or even a doll with just one leg. Turn it into a zombie with just one leg. Brill! Here I've carefully cut off the bottom bit of her jaw, packed it with aluminium foil, just so I don't have to use loads and loads of hot glue, just so I can put some epoxy sculpt in, and then that's going to form the roof of the mouth to proceed with the gums, teeth, etc. And here's a teeny tiny teeth made out of the same epoxy sculpt. Those are literally like about 3mm long, so small. Here I'm using 100% acetone to remove the factory makeup. I know you're not actually supposed to use 100% acetone on the legs, but here I just wanted to try it out because I knew I'd be covering them up anyway with clothes, and also even if I didn't, it's zombie skin. It isn't flawless, it's got all sorts of lumps and bumps like in the movies. So I know zombies aren't real. By the way, if zombies were real, they would have lumps and bumps just like this here. So it's a great way to test it out. And to be honest, I don't know if it's just this particular doll, but it didn't actually do too much to the body. It melted it a tiny little bit, just enough for me to scratch it and get some uneven skin. Again, which you didn't end up seeing anyway because I've covered it in clothes. Hey ho, what are you going to do? The jaw that you see slightly on the left is, well, I cut that down later on because although it comes directly off the doll head itself, when I put it back on with all the teeth in, it just looked massive, crazy. So I ended up cutting just the sides off it a little bit. I was contemplating actually taking it off altogether, still am. Who knows, by the end of this video when I've actually done the final photographs, it may or may not be actually attached. You'll see it attached in a little while. And I'm just going in with some Panpastels to give that sort of dead skin, bit of purple, bit of black, bit of grey. I even like to do this on the bits you won't necessarily see, because me being me, I do tend sometimes to change my mind as the project goes, so I always like to do a little bit more coverage than I need to, just in case that particular area ends up being shown. I wanted this to be a somewhat creepy clown, other than a zombie creepy clown, by adding, you know, sometimes these clowns have like these like swimming caps basically with hair attached to it and whatnot to make them look bald. So this is what I wanted to do for this doll, just to give it a little bit of something different. I haven't done a doll like that before, so why not give it a go now? As I say, because it's zombies, you can get away with almost anything. If you make a paint mistake, it doesn't matter, turn it into a scar. If you're not that good at sewing, it doesn't matter, make it into ripped clothing. Anything goes. So if, again, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, if you haven't actually ever done a doll repaint, or a bit nervous to, or know it won't be perfect in your eyes, please just do a zombie doll. Love to. Tag me as well on Facebook and Instagram on Cabinet of Doll Curios. I'd absolutely love to see more zombie dolls out there, or monster dolls. So here I'm going back to my old favourite, my Super Sculpey, and I'm actually putting texture on it using one of my clay tools. Anything could do. You could do this with material, bubble wrap, foil, scrunch some foil up and roll that over it. Just going in with the Folk Art matte acrylic paint again, just to try and match the hat in with the sort of burgundy claret colour of the clown outfit. Now you're probably thinking, why am I doing this white when it's going to be a zombie, and you imagine it to be full of perhaps blood and mud and gore and all sorts? Well, I like to do these things as they originally would be, and then splatter it with fake blood or dirt, just so that, like it would in real life if it was white and then getting dirty. Here we used an old Monster High doll furry jacket for hair for this clown, which I think worked out quite well, because I definitely won't be using it for anything else. So yeah, I think it makes it look quite good on this little clown cap. I do get a lot stuck to my fingers though. Here I am using Panpastels just to get that grimy, dirty look. Here I'm going in with my hairdryer on some Warbler, which is basically like a plastic that you heat up. You can just do it with a normal hairdryer. It heats up and then goes all pliable and soft, and you can bend it. Here I'm making some clown boots. I've made some flip-flops before, and it can go cool. You've got quite a short window of opportunity here to mould it into a shape, but the great thing is you can reheat it again, even if you don't make a shape on time, which I didn't for this because it's quite fiddly. So I just reheated it a few times to make this. I'm in love with this boot. Luckily again, because my zombie, well, is a zombie, so I only needed to get away with making one boot. On the boots I'm using folk art acrylic paint as usual, and then also going over it with Panpastels, but don't forget to spray it with Mr. Super Clear after you've finished each of your finished layers of pastel work. And yes, I do actually spray it on the clothes as well. It doesn't make them, well, as far as I know so far for me, it hasn't made any of the clothes go crispy or weird. Again, because it's a zombie doll, I probably wouldn't do that on the clothes if it was some sort of, say, nice, elegant, beautiful ballet doll or something like that. But again, for zombie, you get away with it. And it actually makes the pastels not transfer off the clothes as well, just like it does on the actual doll face. And And as I'm recording this voiceover, I still haven't actually, I'm looking at the doll now, actually next to me on the desk. I haven't decided whether to actually keep the jaw or not. As you see here, she hasn't got the bottom jaw. I kind of like it. And then if I look to my right, I can see the doll sitting next to me and it's got the jaw on. Who knows? What do you reckon? Leave a comment. Do you think I've left the jaw on or taken it off? I am literally half and half. I just cannot think what to do at the moment. We'll see. It'll be a big surprise to me as well as you, I guess. Here I'm going in with my Derwent Inktense watercolour pencils, just making the makeup on the doll here. Again, I mean, I imagine perhaps the story of this doll was she was maybe at a kid's party, at work or something, being a clown, when the zombie apocalypse hit. So obviously she may have had the makeup on for some time, so I didn't want all the white powder to look perfect. I wanted the eyeliner to look smudged, maybe as though she's been crying because she's known that she's got bit and knows what she's going to turn into and now has turned into a zombie. So yeah, I kind of wanted to muck up the makeup a little bit after. And then when it's all done, again, I spray with Mr. Super Clear. I know that in movies zombie eyes are normally milky because they're dead, but I don't know, maybe she's not long turned and her eyes haven't quite got to that stage of decay yet. So yeah, she's got nice pretty blue eyes, even though they're very, very bloodshot. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did actually leave her hair rooted. I just cut it very short because I knew it was being covered by the cap anyway, but I left it long enough at the back just so you can see it poking out from the clown cap. To make the base for her to stand on, I coated this gorgeous walnut wooden plinth with PVA glue and then dusted a light layer of this builder's sand, which has got a mixture of tiny little pebbles in it as well. And I was going to paint it grey so it looked a bit like concrete, but again, I kind of had the old natural effect of walking through dry, dusted mud.